Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. All right. Exciting. I'm pumped. Charlie's pumped for this episode. We went a little long. So this is episode 151 of the running journey. We chatted at length about the second half of the year in review episode. This is episode two of the year in review episode. So last episode, we reviewed January to June, which was 7 marathons, 7 days, 7 continents, London Marathon, triathlons, all sorts of other stuff. This part here is the second half, so July to December. Charlie's Ironman fall in Nice at the World Championships. My run around PEI, 14 marathons, 14 days. My PB at the marathon, my all-time greatest run, 2 hours and 56 minutes. A whole bunch of other stuff. We also dig deep into some weird conversation. We go off topic here. Charlie and I are obviously both fired up, in a good mood right now, as you can tell if you're listening to this episode, because we're just talking, and we're both excited. We talk about some of our goals for the year. We talk about what may have been for us as youngsters had we dedicated more time to these sports that we think we're half decent at now. Just a fun conversation. We're not taking ourselves too seriously. Just know that. Hopefully you know that by now if you're listening to the podcast. We're pumped though. We're pumped because we review the year and we get into 2026. Charlie lays out some lofty goals for 2026. So do I towards the end of this episode. Make sure to stick around for that. And all in all, two brothers shooting the shit, and they're reminding each other how much fun it is to run and how lucky we are to be alive. This is episode 151 for January 8th, 2026. Thanks for listening, guys. This is a fantastic episode. All right, we're back. It's me. It's Rob PEI. It's my brother, Charlie. This is part 2 of the year in review 2025. You are recording to this. We're recording this in early January. You're going to listen to this is the episode for January 8th, 2026, episode 151 of the running journey. Charlie, how are you doing?
Great. How are you doing, Rob?
Oh, man.
Great to be here. Good morning.
Good morning. I'm geared up for this marathon build. I'm also really excited to do this year in review. It's been fun. It's been a fun. You said wasn't fun because you had a shitty year, you said in your own words, but you did have a fast 10K, but you did have a couple good successes in the second half of the year, I think, from what I recall.
Yeah, moderate. Crashed my bike, but yeah. Good.
Okay, let's talk about that. I'm excited for the second half of the year because although I have my list of stuff that I did here and I have all my workouts open, but although there's big highs and big lows for me in the second half of 2025. This episode, year in review, second half. Let's start back in July. And afterwards, at the end, we're going to have to get into I promised you last week when we recorded that I would ask you about your highlight of the second half of the year, which was a bike ride on like December 30th or something. But no, was it in the new year or when was it in 2027, your bike ride, your new highlight?
It was December 30th.
Okay. The day after the George Grenier Memorial Half Marathon.
Yeah. Which you
also did.
That was
Was it a battle or what?
Oh God, it was so cold.
Tell me about it.
And I was still like sick. So like my body was not responding to the cold at all. And I stopped after, I don't know. I think I only did 13K or something.
You pulled a chute, eh?
Yeah, it was like
But you hadn't run, right? At all since
I had done one treadmill run, indoors, yeah.
Yeah, so you were incredibly sick enough that you missed your marathon project, sick enough that you missed your race. You get back here, it's minus 1,000,000 degrees. The George Grenier Memorial Half Marathon is going on, and DNF'd it.
DNF, so a DNS and then a DNF in the same week.
And a DNF in the same week. That's
wow. 9 days apart, the DNF. You know what happens. Well, I mean, George Grenier Memorial Half is a big race. So
what was the attendance this year? Couple hundred?
Oh, there was it's hard to count. It was one big surprise registration.
Yeah, I wasn't expecting to see Todd there.
Todd Friesen.
Yeah, and he signed up on race roster.
Yeah,
signed up on race roster. What was the porta potty situation? I the parking lot there? Did they figure it out?
I
None.
mean, it would have been rough had you been of a different gender than male, but it was okay. I
How
guess
are the aid? How are the aid stations?
self-supported. So
Self-supported. Yeah, it's a self-supported half marathon.
yeah.
Let's just say that the bodies were dropping as the thermometer was dropping. The head count was dropping at the George Grenier Memorial Half Marathon. I think you guys ended up being what, 5, 4, or something like that.
Yeah, but shout out to George,
Yes.
Phil, and Todd, who all had huge negatives on that race.
Huge negatives. Yeah, and
I mean, they started really slow, but yeah.
extremely tough conditions. I noticed they picked up the pace a lot. So I know George wanted to do like 6:30s. I'm guessing he wanted to.
I'm wondering if they were just frozen and they were
Yeah.
we have to get home before we die.
Or frozen, and you're like, the only way to heat up is to run faster.
Yeah, it could have been that. Yeah.
Two things: you run faster, and you've done the mileage quicker. You get home.
Yeah.
Oh, those guys were. That morning was the coldest in a while for sure. It was
minus 28, and that's like not with
without
the
the
windshield. So I don't know what the windshield was, but
yeah, I posted on my Strava. I went minus 30 to plus 30 in 4 hours. Like, I got to Cancun that day. I left here and I was thinking of you guys running in the morning because I was on my way to the airport.
yeah.
I was like, those guys are gonna run in this. It was like obscenely cold. They're gonna do a half marathon in this, and then landed in Cancun. And you get off the plane and it hits you like a hammer. And I checked the app.
Feel
And
the
it was
humidity right as you step out. Yeah.
30 degrees there. So minus 30 to plus 30 in 1 4-hour flight, and a 60-degree swing. Yesterday wasn't so bad when I came back, but congrats. Shout out to you guys for doing that negative, the half marathon. DNF for Charlie, but that's okay.
DNF. So, yeah, I mean, sometimes you just have to deal with the DNF. I saw a video of a guy talking.
Yeah, he struggled with DNFs, and in fact,
it was a lot of hits. That video,
a lot of views. It was a video in this year, in this 2025, not this year, but in the 2025.
Yeah.
Let's go back to July. Let's take us back there. I'll get to your highlight of your year, which was on December 30th. No, I'm guessing the highlight of, I don't know, Charlie, but I'm guessing the highlight of your year was August 8th.
I would say, yeah, August 8th. We, I mean, so, but back to July.
Let's go back. I was just kind of.
Yeah. August 8th, we'll talk about it. But yeah, the bike across Manitoba was definitely the highlight of the year for me. Yeah.
Okay, where we left off, I was coming back from my stand-up comedy tour. The month of June was wrapping up. I was in full training for the Mic Check Relay. For those of you that don't remember, the Mic Check Relay was a big thing we did this summer with the Inspired Souls podcast, Johnny and Carolyn Coffin. We threw the gauntlet down. We wanted to raise some funds for charity. The loser would pay $5,000 to the other person's charity of choice. And they chose the Ford White Center. We chose CMB Canada. And we took them on. It was a 10K relay, I think you would call it. Each person does 5K. So Charlie and Carolyn we're going to start that day. And then Johnny and I were going to finish. I was feeling really good leading up to that trailing. I felt so good, man. My track times were getting better and better. My PB at the time, I think, was like 19:12 or something for a 5K, 19:17 or 19:12, over 19 minutes. And I kind of set a goal of 18:30. And then I was getting better and better. I think I set a sub 18 goal. Do you remember how your training was going in early July for that? Horribly is what you're going to say.
It was extremely heavy. So
Your
it was like 80 miles every weekend on the bike.
Oh, right. You were training for your Ironman. That's right.
Yeah. There's a lot of biking, a lot of swimming, a lot of running. Yeah. 87 miles here on the bike, 43 miles on the bike the next day. So 150-mile weekends on the bike, plus a lot of running. And yeah, so I think I was just I was exhausted at that point, I think, in the training process.
You go back, you listen to those episodes, and you sound exhausted. You're like, but like that's how you do Ironman triathlon training, and that's how I do Ironman training, and it's part of it's fun, right?
Yeah, I know. It's not
conducive to doing 5Ks.
It's not conducive to running a fast 5K because you have to be fresh. You have to be Yeah, I mean, you can run a lot of miles. That's different than doing 5 and 6 hour bike rides, right? So
It's totally different. It's totally different because in order to be fast at 5K, you have to recover fully,
yeah,
which means you can't do 180K because the whole point of doing 180K in a weekend and bike is to have tired legs and to be able to continue to.
yeah, I practiced running on tired legs.
Yeah,
which
it's
I got a lot of
opposite.
practice of.
Yeah, you're really good at running on tired legs this summer, but that doesn't give you the spark to do a
It
quick
doesn't give you the the little pop that
the turtle work.
that I call it. Yeah. It's like when I came back after my Ironman and we were all of a sudden I hadn't run in 2 weeks and I did like a training. I did 1K fast with Gord after Run Club. And I was like, holy, it was like my legs have popped all of a sudden. And then the next day I ran that half and it was pretty fast. So yeah.
Yeah. So back in July, you were doing heavy mileage. Remind me when your Ironman that you were training for was?
Well, my Ironman was in September.
September at the World Championships in Nice,
Yeah.
France.
But I had a race coming up on the 24th, I believe, or the 26th
Of July.
which I was training heavily for.
That was
half
the
Ironman distance.
that was the swimming pool.
The swimming pool when I cheated and just followed Victor for.
I wouldn't say you cheated.
Well, I mean, I use the rules to my advantage pretty well.
We use the word cheat pretty loosely on this.
Yeah.
Cheater shoes, cheater marathons, cheater swims. So you were training hard for Ironman. You had that big race coming up. I was training hard for this mic check relay because I had nothing else. I was running Across PEI 14 marathons in 14 days, starting on July 21st, 3 days after the mic check relay. So I had nothing really.
You were dialed in. You were
I was dialed in. And you know what I decided to do at the buzzer? Right at the buzzer, I decided to do that Cross Manitoba bike with you. I decided to do that like 2 weeks, a week and a half before the mic check relay. I was checking my training runs. I did 4 hours, 3 hours, 4.5, and 5 hours in the saddle in 9 days or 10 days. So like that was a lot of time. And I was trying to like cram as much time in the saddle as possible because I wanted to do 500 kilometers on the bike with you on August 8th. And I thought I had no time to train for this. I hadn't biked at all. So I did 4.5, and 5 hours in the saddle back to back in a week. That's crazy that I did that. I wanted it, I guess. Yeah. Too bad it didn't transfer over to success. I DNF that one too. So anyways, I was biking a lot and all I was doing was biking and doing track workouts and I was getting crazy fast. Anything you want to touch base on before the mic check relay, which was on July 16th?
Yeah, I'm looking back at my training log and I did 300 miles of bike in the 2 weeks leading up to
mic check relay.
Yeah, 300 miles of biking plus probably plus 50, 40 miles a week of running.
Yeah, so you had no legs. I felt awesome.
And I had an allergy, kind of a bit of an allergy there.
Yeah. Oh, wait. The fires.
Yeah, I don't know what happened there, but yeah.
Okay, so I know what happened
wrong with my breathing.
There was these fires in Manitoba, the fires in northern Manitoba, and we were supposed to go fishing at Aikens Lake. That week, I was supposed to be at Aikens Lake fishing, and they canceled it because the whole thing was burning down, and there was fire in the air. There was smoke in the air, not fire. There was smoke in the air in Winnipeg. And the day we ran the mic check relay was particular bad. And I mean, I felt it, so I don't know what you felt, but this was July 16th. Huge success, by the way. We had a huge crowd. We had over 100 people come. We ran 1,500 meter relay race. So everyone signed up for 1,500 meters. Not really, 1,500 meter race. So people were running. Uncle Mo ran, Ma tante Simone ran, a lot of our family friends.
There was some fast times from what.
And there were some very fast times. Yeah, some people.
McLaughlin.
Yeah, what did he break? Didn't he break like 4? They didn't break 4, did he? Would he have broken 4? No.
Well, he would have for sure. Oh no, 4. That's a mile. Yeah, never mind.
No, not quite. So 4.5 or something like that, or whatever. It was fast though. Break 4.5, and then we were the main event. You did not have a good day that day. Final stretch. I don't remember what your time was. 19. No, what was it? 20 minutes? 19 minutes?
20:29.
20 minutes and 29 seconds. We knew we needed to make, if you go back and listen to these episodes, we talked at length about what we needed to do to win that day. I think we decided I needed to do 17:30 and you need to do
Sub 19.
Sub 19. Yeah. So
which wasn't happening on that day.
Wasn't happening that day. So the race kind of was over early because Johnny passed me in the second lap, I think. First lap, second lap.
Well, no, Carolyn was ahead of me. She finished faster than me, didn't she?
No, Johnny passed me.
Oh,
You finished just ahead of her.
I did.
Yeah. I think she did a 20. Yeah, she did a 20:30. He passed me on the
Nice. And we were basically tied.
Yeah, she would have been like 7 seconds behind you, something like that.
Okay. I thought she had me.
She was coming hard, but you held off.
I ran a really huge positive.
Yeah. And then I'm like, okay, I'm dialed in. I'm feeling good. And then I see Johnny pass me on the first lap. I'm like, well, this is going to be anticlimactic for the fans. And you know what else sucks? Now that I know Johnny, he let up. He clearly let up.
Of course he did. Yeah. He had no motivation to go hard, right?
He just coasted the whole thing.
It's hard to like the only way you can do a 5K at your best is if you've got like a lot of motivation. You need that motivation to do a good 5K.
Yeah.
Some kind of motivation. Whatever that motivation is, you need it.
I spoke about this book last week, but I finished it on the plane ride. Indoor by Hutchinson, the Canadian author there.
Yeah.
Like there's 2 or 3 chapters dedicated to this concept that you're talking about right now. Like the how they placeboed this, how they tried to, it's just the mind is such.
Well, I think it's that new theory about like, there's 2 factors. There's like the governor, but then the motivation, how the motivation like plays with that governor. If you have a lot of motivation, you can push your governor to say, well, like, we'll back, I can still run type of thing, you know?
Yeah.
I don't know about where you were going to go with the Hutchinson.
No, but exactly that. He's calling it like brain doping. If you can convince your brain that there's a whole bunch of things. Well, one is convincing your brain that you're not tired, that you can actually keep going.
Yeah.
And then convincing them that the governor doesn't need to be stopped. They did all these trials with these guys.
The more motivation you have, the more you can override that governor.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like the more you care about something.
We should do an episode on all the studies in that book. It's crazy the amount of stuff that they looked at. And anyways, so I was kind of hoping that day that I would hear his footsteps and I'd be forced to run my all-time greatest 5K of my life. And as it turns out, I did by a hefty, even though the race was over. I ran a 17, I wrote it down, 17:49, which was a PB by a minute and a half. So I was thrilled about that. And then I left for PEI on July. I did 5 hours in the saddle the day after. I don't know what I was doing. I guess I really wanted to make sure I was able to do the what did you call it? BAM, Bike Across Manitoba.
Right.
I had to do 14 marathons in 14 days, and I thought, you know what, one more 5-hour ride here the day before I flew out.
Yeah.
Probably not necessary.
It takes more than one, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah. So I know you're doing training. I'll just touch on my PI, or you want to touch on your training?
Well, the only other thing, so in July, I don't know when your PI was, but in July, I had another decent Hecla race.
Oh yeah, that was right in the middle of I think that was week 1 of my
Yeah. So that for the 3rd year in a row, I finished on the podium for that race. So.
And this was a half Ironman?
Half Ironman in the
long
course. Yeah.
The swim, they just extrapolated the swim, right?
Extrapolated. So it was as much as you could swim in 25 minutes.
Yeah.
And then that was converted into your half Ironman time.
Oh, and I remember we did the episode with Simo, and he wasn't happy that they screwed up you weren't happy that they screwed up the math for him or something? He should have had more credit.
Well, he was officially on the website like with a slower time than me, but I knew he had done at least one more lap than me. No, I knew he had done exactly one more lap than me.
Right. Which on 25 minutes would translate to probably a minute and a bit.
Yeah, anyways, they corrected it. So
okay, they did. So Simo had a day that day, you had a day, and like Vitor had a day.
Yeah.
And Vitor, if we're talking about people that are going to have a year in 2026, you and I are going to have good years in 26. You know who's going to have a better year than both of us?
Vitor, we're bringing him. We should bring him on at least before his Ironman once and after.
Yeah. When is his Ironman again?
It's late in the year. It's like October or something.
Okay. We'll bring him and maybe, we got to bring him on to just chat about. And that guy's progressing like, I mean, he is like, how old is he? 25 or something?
He's young. Yeah, he's pretty young.
That's an age when you want to be progressing, not 45.
It's harder, right? I would guess that like if you train hard at 25, I would imagine first of all, you can train hard. You can train hard if you're 25.
And imagine not having the kids and the family.
Oh yeah, like how many hours would you put in? Anyways,
I'm not trying to make excuses for me, by the way. I realize that I'm trying to pump him up. He's gonna have a heck of a year, but it would be fun to do.
Yeah, wait to see what he does in Copenhagen.
Do you sometimes think like you're incredibly disciplined? I'm incredibly disciplined and pretty good athletes. Do you sometimes think, had we just tried some of this when we were kids, what may have happened with us? Do you think ever? Have you ever thought?
The one thing I do think about is cycling. Like I feel like cycling is kind of a thing that I'm kind of a natural at.
Yeah.
So I feel like maybe the endurance side of cycling somehow, if I had gotten into that when I was younger, instead of like, I mean, I think one of the reasons I'm good at cycling is because I played so much hockey,
and every other sport that existed.
Yeah.
Right. That's what we did. We just played every sport.
Yeah. So that's one thing. I mean, who knows? But like, because I didn't do any training when I was a kid, right?
Well, and it didn't exist back then. Like with cycling. Well, how would that even?
I mean, I went everywhere
on your bike, that blue bike with the basket.
Yeah, I went to a lot of places on my bike. The blue bike with the basket. Oh my
God. I had that yellow BMX. That's like, I don't remember other bikes. Do you remember other bikes that we had? I know we had bikes.
No, I had that one bike.
The blue one. Yeah. My kids have gone through like 5 bikes each already.
So what about you? Is there any thoughts of things that you think you could have been, I guess, running maybe?
Am I delusional in thinking that?
No, I think you put in the time at different times of your age, of your life. And I think if you put in enough time, you can, with a bit of natural ability, I think you can probably go pretty far.
I just think of these comments.
The timing of it matters, I think. Yeah.
The comments that people are putting on my YouTube channel about this video of me shaving 2 hours off my marathon time. And like, I just think had I not been crushing a million beers and focused on other things, I think I'm not saying I could have made the Olympics, right? That's not what I'm saying, but it would have been interesting to see what I could have done. Because remember, I would show up to these cross-country provincials, cross-country regionals, and I would often like straight from the party or whatever. And like, I remember winning zones.
Yeah.
As a 17-year-old, like I won zone,
like one training run or something.
Yeah. And I mean, I know that was just cross country, but these other kids were training, and I don't know. Anyways, I don't mean to.
We thought cross country was just like, how much pain can you take? We thought that was cross country.
Yeah.
As farmers from the country, we're like, and the whole team would show up, no one trained, and we would still be competitive. It'd be like, it'd be like,
just have to suffer,
endure the pain, endure the suffering.
It has nothing to do with cardio. You can just keep running, go as fast as you can, and it's over after 5 kilometers. Everyone, that was our.
And I remember like we were probably running like 7-minute miles, and we didn't even realize, like, because we didn't know you could run slower.
0% chance we were running negatives.
No, 0%. Yeah,
as hard as you can go from the start for the whole way. But that was, oh man, that cross. And I remember it was like a day off, right? It was a day off from school for zones. And then if you qualified for zones and you went to provincials, another day off. So that was like 2 days off from school. That was fun. So I think I maybe, could I have gotten a scholarship somewhere, maybe at a university? Like I got a volleyball scholarship. I wasn't that good at volleyball.
Yeah, I don't know.
5'11". anyways, not to turn this into a therapy session, but sometimes we do that on the podcast. So you had an unbelievable, I'd say an unbelievable day at that half. Great bike, great run. Victor's going to have a great year. Simo is turning into a bit of a monster on the bike, Simo. And I did 14 marathons, 14 days, started on July 21st. I checked my times today just for fun. This year was the first year where I did them all as marathons. So I didn't do them as halves. I didn't do them split the day. I just went out. I did first year I did 2 halves, a half in the morning, a half in the afternoon. Last year I did 2 halves, but I split them. I had a half-hour break in between. This year I did it straight through. It was really enjoyable. I had one tough day. My average time was right around 425, 430. They were all right around that 430 mark. 410s, 420s. My fastest was 410. My slowest was 450. On the last day I ran with my family. So my daughters, my son, my wife, that one was 513, but they were all right around 430. I came back from that. I was just lethargic. I was sleeping. And like 3 days later, we left for Verdun. Not Verdun. Verdun? What's the name of that town? Not Verdun.
Well, we started just past Verdun. I forget what the name of it.
There was a town.
Right. We were just past.
Cool.
What was the first town that we hit? Yeah.
And that was an epic day. You want to talk a bit about why you did that day? Because people that don't know this story, is pretty crazy. Charlie went to bike across Manitoba in a day.
Yeah. So it was an idea that came up on the podcast to bike across Manitoba. I thought it'd be a fun challenge to do in one day. I wanted to do it in one day. And then the buddy we just talked about who's gonna crush Copenhagen, Victor, so I kind of forgot about it, and I was like, I'll never have time to do it, but kind of want to do it one day, whatever. Victor texts me, he's like, when do you want to do this? I'm in. So then that kind of like forced me to select a date. And so then I picked a date based on when Victor had time off. And then I was like, oh, it'd be fun if Chris, because he's also a really good biker, I could just draft off him for the entire day, could join us. And then you wanted to join. So eventually it was us 4 that decided to do it. And then the date that we ended up selecting was exactly the 24-year anniversary of my sobriety. So I ended up doing it as a kind of a celebration of my sobriety. And it was not that hard. I mean, it was
for you.
What I'm saying is it was very enjoyable.
Yeah.
It was just, I mean, there were some tough sections and sometimes I did kind of like things were tough, but in general, it was just like a really enjoyable day with Chris. And you were there for half a day. I felt really bad because we kind of screwed up your bike. But like it was two beasts that I was with, like Simo and Victor, and I did a lot of drafting off of them, and it was so much fun to be with those guys till the end.
Yeah, but you did your share of lifting on the last couple hours, from what I recall.
Yeah, I did a bit at the end against the wind. I was leading. And then we and then we rode through a rainstorm, but it was almost like a victory lap. So yeah, no, that was a really, really good day for me. I know you struggled and you talked about it in an episode if you want to.
There's 2 really good episodes here about your recap episode of this Bike Across Manitoba is a phenomenal episode. And I just poured my soul out as a therapy session, and I wasn't sure what to do with that because I recorded it like the day after. Yeah. And I ended up making an episode out of that too. So that's more, if ever you're feeling down about yourself because you quit a race, maybe you should listen to it because you quit your George Grenier Memorial.
George Grenier, I'm over it.
You're over it? Okay. Yeah. So I was not over it. I had a hard time getting over this DNF. It was like eating me up. So that was my first ever DNF, and it crushed me internally, crushed my soul. It was so hard on me. But now I'm like, oh, wow, I learned something pretty special that day. Remember, I'm just going to take you back a little bit. Charlie chose to do this in one day, meaning calendar day, not a 24-hour period, a calendar day, which means we left our houses at like 8 p.m. and we drove 3 hours out to the border So we started on 0 sleep at midnight, 12:30, I think, by the time we got started. It was like, so we started on no sleep. It wasn't like an Ironman where you're starting at 7 a.m., but at least you slept. This was a whole other beast. I was on no sleep. So for me, it was about, and I want to give a shout out to the crew that we had.
Yeah.
We had my parents, we had Simo's parents, we had Diggsy that came out like when shit was hitting the fan there, and I couldn't, and we had car issues, and Diggsy and Marco came out. So we had like a lot of people gave up a lot of their time to make this happen. And I always say whenever I do run with Rob, like the marathon thing, and this is, I think what you're trying to say is I had the easiest job. All I had to do was run, right?
Yeah.
Or when I'm running like at a slow pace like that, for you were biking at a slow pace. For me, it was
Most of it until the end. Yeah. Till the end when we just Simo was so cold. He was so cold that he was
Well, yeah,
can't keep going. Like, okay, well, just go hard for a bit. And then,
that's what happened at the George Grenier Memorial.
I'm guessing that's what happened.
George probably said, let's just keep going. Let's just keep going hard. By the way, George Grenier is not dead. The name of the marathon is a joke. Our cousin George is.
Well, I mean, yeah, I guess I wasn't sure if it was named after a grandpa or.
Oh, maybe it's named after our grandpa who passed away. His name is George. There we go.
But his birthday's not on the 29th.
I know, but that's a separate thing. It doesn't have to be the same thing. Our grandpa George, who was he was an athlete in his own way. He was a ball player, and I mean, he crushed smokes most of his life. But
that's so his famous quote though. So he did the 50 miler too once.
Right. Yeah.
And his famous quote was, "I would have done it faster if I knew you were allowed to run." Because he finished dead last, I think, and he walked the entire thing.
Okay. How long did it take him?
I'm not sure. Yeah.
Like probably 4 miles an hour would be 12 hours. Yeah. 13 hours. So it was a tough day for me. Awesome day for you guys. Awesome crowd, awesome support. Learned a lot about ourselves and learned a lot about, I was watching you guys go, and you guys were just on autopilot. You were just like, it looked like you guys were jogging 10-minute miles, 11-minute miles. Like you guys were just another day at the office. I mean, I wasn't there for the last 2 hours. I was crying in my bed by myself. But you guys looked like you were on autopilot. You just executed, you delivered. We raised money for ended up raising a couple $1,000 we raised for the Bruce and Ann Oak Foundation, I think it's called. The recovery center where people go. So dick, that's a great thing.
That was the highlight of my year, I'd say. Yep. So that was
like fun. Is that something we're gonna do again?
I think
you got too many things
different.
It can't happen this year.
Yeah, not this year. No, this year I got some major plans. So hopefully we talk about that by the end.
Or if not next episode, but yes, I know you got major plans. Okay, so I came back August 8th in the evening, and I basically took a month off. I took 3 weeks off. This is the time when I didn't want to run anymore. I stopped caring about life, and I was really, really, really out of it. How about you? What happened in the month of August?
I don't know. I have to go back and look. I think it was just more Ironman training.
Yeah, you were deep in
a grind for me. It started being a grind.
Yeah, which is, we talked about this before, but it's always like that delicate balance of being right on the cusp of it being just way, way too much and you not wanting to do it anymore. And that's what you need to get through an Ironman.
Yeah. I think for me this time, because it was in the summer and we had so many family vacations and stuff, it was just too much.
It had too much.
Yeah.
If you were to do it again, you'd cut the weekend runs, or you'd cut the week. You'd cut the 3-hour Wednesday bikes or whatever, something.
Yeah, I'm not sure what I would do. I'd have to think about that.
Okay.
Because it might be another problem this year with the Ironman Chattanooga coming up. Potentially. I don't know.
Did you just drop that?
No, I have it in my calendar right now, but it says maybe. So
okay. Because I don't think you've told me that you were doing it yet.
I haven't decided yet if I'm doing it.
Okay, well, if you're doing it, I'm gonna
I'm
do
leaning
it
towards wanting
as a
to do
C
it.
race. As a C race.
I'm leaning towards wanting to do it.
Okay, but I'm not doing 6 hours in the. Well, I can do 6 hours in the saddle. I just don't want to push hard on the bike for like 5 hours and on race day. I just want to do an easy 6 hour bike, 6.5 hour bike.
I feel like you really need some low cadence training, some torque training. I'm not sure because like your heart rate's so low when I look at your bike.
No, I know. So I've never pushed myself properly in an Ironman training. You've never seen me do a proper Ironman build because the times I was doing it, I didn't understand how to bike. I didn't know you were supposed to go hard when you bike.
But is it also maybe you just don't have the leg power to be able to push yourself enough yet?
Oh, way easy chirp mode.
No, it's not a chirp. It's just like I'm trying to understand. Like, I think it's easier. Like, yeah, I think you just need you need to do really hard intervals, I think, to get that. If ever you were to want to bike faster.
I know I could do a very fast bike, like maybe not your speed, but I could get way down as to what I did in my PB. I know I could drop probably an hour and a half off that pretty easy.
Yeah.
Plus, I'm a way better runner.
You got to be able to use all that heart rate that you have available.
I know, and I know that I've not even come close to touching my ceiling on Ironman. I just don't know if I want to.
Yeah.
I actually don't care that much about it.
Yeah.
Like I've gone to the worlds. I completed 4 Ironman. I know I can do it. I know I can. It doesn't motivate me that much at all. I want to do one with you. That'd be fun to just go fly, but more for the trip and just to
to me, that's the attractive part, is to go on a trip with Simo and the boys would be fun. Yeah.
But yes, you're right that I need to do better training if I were to do another Ironman training. But I mean, I didn't get biking till I saw your training, and I saw you in action. I saw Simo in action. I started digging deep into you guys' workouts. I was like, oh my God. And I'm guessing Patrick just didn't have the balls to tell me I needed to just push harder.
So one time I was talking to Bryce, our other friend that Patrick coached, and so we're totally off topic here.
That's fine. It's our podcast.
So he was saying Patrick told Bryce there's generally 2 types of athletes that I coach. There's those Tetro boys where I have to just hold back all the time and not let them go crazy. And then this isn't a beak to Bryce, but I have to push you. So there's some athletes that you have to push. Right. So I guess maybe he never thought that for you,
I didn't understand biking. Like this is hard for you to understand, Charlie, because you get biking. You know you have to push hard the whole way and try to optimize. And I literally just thought that biking was just something you did at low heart. Like it sounds ridiculous to explain.
At first I was like, so I remember I told someone when I started biking, I was like, well, yeah, I've been biking lots, but like there's no, like, I don't really get any aerobic benefit from it because my heart rate never goes higher than 110 or something, I said. So, and then at some point it clicked that you can go harder,
Yeah, like when I was doing, like I've done,
I've actually reached higher heart rates on my bike in the last 2 years than I have on running.
The time I was in the Zwift league with you guys, and we were doing Tuesday morning, 5 a.m. and like it was the highest heart rate output for an hour ever. My top 4, it was the hardest I've ever worked for anything on a Tuesday morning.
And you probably felt good, eh?
Oh, it felt so good. And I finished, like I didn't do great there because I didn't really understand drafting in the hills and whatever. But I know I could trim a lot of time off bike if I wanted to. And maybe I feel like I'm a 4-hour marathoner for bike, and I could easily be a 3:20 marathoner for bike if I just tried a bit and worked hard and understood and instead of just taking it easy. Because I mean, man, I do all my running workouts. I don't leave anything ever in the tank ever when it's tempos or intervals or fast minute. I go, like, I don't know why I don't treat bike that way. but I don't. So
Okay, speaking of tempos and intervals, is Chicago the next thing on your list?
yes, sorry, you're transitioning me back to the thing. So
Yeah, no, it's fine. It's a bit of
1 month later to the date,
Yeah.
I did my first workout for my Chicago build on September 7th,
Yeah.
which meant that I now had 3.5 weeks to build for Chicago. 3.5 weeks is what I had.
You only have
left.
3.5 weeks? Oh, because you were recovering from, oh my God.
I didn't care
That's
about
such a base, I guess, eh?
I didn't care. And I'm saying the build. I mean, I did some jogs. I did some jogs before. I did like 5 miles.
Like just easy runs.
Yeah.
Whatever.
But my first workout was a 14 miler with a 3 mile fast finish on September 7th. I was running out of time. And I guess Patrick, like, I don't remember this, but I'm guessing he just said, well, if we're going to do this Chicago, you have 4 weekends left. You have 14, 16, 18, 20. That's it. And that's all you have. So that's 3 weeks, right? Because it was over 4 weekends. So he's like, do you want to do this or not? And I was like, I do want to. Like, all of a sudden I got excited. Remember, I ran for that run with our Crocker, and he went ahead of me. And I was like, I just have to catch up to him. And I went fast for a bit. And I was like, that felt good. And then I did the track workout.
There's that pop. You were like, oh, there's
that pop. Wow, I got pop.
Yeah.
And I said, I had signed up for track, but I wasn't going because I just didn't feel like running. Then I went to track, and all of a sudden, over like 3.5 weeks, I became fast. And I went from thinking I wasn't even going to run Chicago, or I'll run it for fun, or, oh, you know what, maybe I'll do a 3:10, to holy shit, I'm going to break 3 hours within 3 weeks. Like, that happened so fast. And it was 4 weeks, let's call it. It was so fun. And then I had the fastest and best race of my life on October 12th in Chicago. I did 2 hours and 56 minutes. It was just freaking awesome.
Amazing. That is absolutely amazing. I can't believe you're that fast. That's great.
And I had to be faster.
Hopefully one day I get close to that. I'm getting old is the problem. But for me, September was the month of heartbreak a little bit, I'd call it, when I crashed my bike in Nice. And actually a highlight was the swim I had in Nice. I'm still super happy with the swim. Right.
Tough swim in the ocean there.
Right here it says I did 116 something, so it's pretty fast. I didn't have a wetsuit. I didn't even have, like, everyone else had the skin suits. I had nothing. I just had my tri-suit on, and I did a 116, so I'm pretty super happy with that.
I didn't even know there was such a thing as like a swimsuit.
A skin suit. Yeah, Patrick did tell me about it, and I was like, yeah, whatever, who cares?
You did 116, I did 119. You beat me by 3 minutes, same course.
Yeah, I don't know what my official time was. Like, on my watch it says 116:55. So but yeah, anyways. So that went well, but then the bike, one thing I learned about biking up hills is you're gonna get way hotter, because the wind's not cooling you down nearly as much. So I think that really, I think my head wasn't on, like, fully when I crashed going down. I was just so exhausted from going up that hill that that's kind of my post race conclusion, like 4 months later, is that, like, I was so hot that my head wasn't fully functional when I crashed. Anyways, and then I crashed. That was a down point for me. But
for those of you that don't remember, there's an episode on this, but Charlie, you were on pace to do like kind of right around the time you wanted to do on bike, I think, which would
it's gonna be a little slower than,
but like 5-10 minutes slower, not a lot.
Yeah, maybe 15. I don't know. We'll see. But yeah, it would have been decent.
Would have been a really good time on the toughest course.
Yeah,
I think the toughest course. It's tougher than Kona because the bike is way tougher than Kona, and it's all the bike.
Oh, it's way tougher than Kona. I mean, Kona would be way hotter, though. That's the difference, right?
Yeah, but it was still hot, very hot in Nice. Like, why?
But the thing is, if you're going in Kona, you're going 38, 39 kilometers an hour on your bike. Like, even if it's hotter, you're gonna be cooler because it'll just cool you down. That's the thing I understand now about, if ever you plan on climbing a mountain with a bike, you need to plan, and you're planning on just biking it straight and hard. Like, you need to plan on how to figure out how to cool yourself down.
Yeah, that's why they got the ice packs in the neck and all that whenever you watch Tour de France.
Yeah.
What, like, the concept of mental fatigue is another concept that was brought up in this book, Endure, and how people quit because did you remember all the studies they did about mental fatigue, and then they go make people run or bike? I don't know if you remember, but so they would.
No, I don't. I mean, I feel like I kind of mentally somewhat gave up on that bike ride.
So here's what they would do. They would flash something. You'd have to go left, right, or type the number. And it was like every 3 seconds. And you did this for like 5 minutes, and then people would quit. Then you do 10 minutes, and they would build you up. And like eventually you were able to like half an hour of just constantly focusing and typing. And eventually they would put you on a bike after for a view, like a 4-mile test or whatever. And they do some where it was a placebo or whatever. And so anyways, obviously the people that were mentally fatigued did like 15% worse or something. I don't know, making numbers.
Yeah.
Dramatically worse. And they would make mistakes in gear changing, and they would miss turns on their bikes and stuff like that. So I just remember every trail race that I've done, at the end, I'm always super tired and I make mistakes. I miss turns.
Yeah.
I don't lift my feet enough and I fall, right?
Correct.
Running, and you had a similar experience except bike, right? Comparable.
Yeah, I feel like it was like kind of a very short period lapse of judgment, and that maybe if my mind would have been slightly more on the ball, like intense into it, where like I feel like usually that's where I am in an Ironman. Like even California, like my mind was 100% into it the entire time. But I was so exhausted from climbing that hill and probably overheating that I think my mind was like maybe at 80% only.
And that's part of completing the race. Your mind needs to be sharp. It's not like, oh, but it is part of it.
Yeah, it absolutely is. Yeah.
That's what makes that race tough. That's what makes that course tough. So, man, that was a tough, scary day. I didn't know. Anyways, nobody knew what was happening to you, and all of a sudden you're at the hospital. Go back and listen to that episode if you want. That's a really good episode. Charlie falling off the course, paramedics showing up, Charlie saying, "No, I'm fine. I didn't lose consciousness."
Yeah.
And be like, well, how did the paramedics just show up then? Well, I guess they must have been right there.
Yeah.
Paramedics put you in the ambulance.
Anyways, they called me the Canadian from Quebec because they thought because I spoke French the entire time. But they were like, oh, he's from Quebec.
Yeah. So then DNF, that one on pace for a good time, but DNF. And then that takes us. So you took some time off after that. Remind me, did you run the WFPS? No, you did not. Zero chance.
Yeah. So I ran Chicago, which was before.
Oh, yeah. That's right. Shit, you came to Chicago. That was your first run.
Yeah, so I was at a sling till 6 days before Chicago. I was walking every day, and I think I had about 10 days of running in before Chicago. If I look at it, I don't know, maybe a bit more. But anyways, I had like less than 2 weeks of running before Chicago, and I started feeling like better every day. I was like, the first run was like, okay, I'll run to the telephone pole or whatever.
Yeah, pop.
Yeah. And then, anyways, I started feeling better and better. And then I started talking with Patrick, and we're like, okay, maybe we can go for 3:30 all of a sudden. And that's exactly what I did. So that was kind of a highlight again for me, even though it was a 3:29 marathon. It felt, it was a really fun weekend with the boys.
Yeah, it was definitely the social highlight of the year.
Yeah. But the second part was just like being able to run a marathon and being grateful of just being able to run after I was so injured. It felt good. Yeah.
And alive.
Yeah.
Could have died in that crash, right?
Yeah.
So Chicago was fun. The week after was WFPS. I don't remember what you did. I paced Ben and Jamie. That was a freaking highlight for me. Those
So based on my Chicago time, I did the math. I'm like, I should run 1:38. So that was my original plan. This was another highlight, actually, WFPS for me. So 138. And then I started texting with Simo, and he's like, I asked him what's his PR. He said 134. I'm like, okay, well, let's go for that, because I started feeling better. Well, actually, I didn't run the entire week till Saturday, but for some reason, I felt like my body was starting to feel better. I could just feel my body feeling better, right? And then did the warm up, and I was like, oh my God, I got this pop in my legs. First mile we were supposed to do, we had decided on a pace, and I just couldn't hold back. Yeah, I just couldn't hold back. I was like 15 seconds a mile faster. And at some point I just decided, okay, I'm going for it. And I did a 130. It wasn't, I mean, it was a good time considering that, but like it wasn't a PR or anything.
No, I know it was a PR, but you did 3:30 1 week before.
1 week before, zero training, I went from 3:30 to 1:30.
Yeah.
1:30, 37. Yeah.
Yeah, that was coming off the fatigue of Ironman. You just needed time off, and you had the pop.
Yeah. So that was a bit, and you had a fun one there too.
That was a fun day. Ben Caviet and Jamie Burgoyne. Jamie, personal best by like 6 minutes or something, or no?
Yeah. It was awesome.
153. The guy did, and
they were both so happy.
Yeah, it was so rewarding to pace that, and it was kind of random because we were texting the night before. I was looking for someone to run with. Anyways, so fun to run with those two boys, both PBs by a lot, and I see them on Strava still running, and I just think of that day was special.
I was slightly disappointed when Jamie didn't show up for the George Grenier Memorial Half, but that's fine.
Yeah, Jamie, where were you? Minus 32 cold for you? Oh, freezing. Next weekend, I was in LA. I went down for my PhD grad, which was a highlight of 2026 for me. Got my PhD, defended my thesis, graduated. What a waste of time that was.
Yeah, well, what a week. So, I mean, what a month, I guess. So you get your PR, marathon PR. What's bigger, marathon PR or PhD?
Marathon PR.
PhD, I would imagine.
PhD took me 5 years. What did the marathon PR take me? About 5 years, I guess. About the same. I kind of
I think effort-wise. You thought more about the marathon PR.
I would do it. Spent more time on. Did I spend more? How much am I running a week? I'm doing about 10 hours a week. That's a great question. I'm doing about 10 hours. I think it'd be slightly more time training than my PhD, but there were some weeks where it was like 20 hours, but some weeks where it was like,
but when you were training, were there times where you thinking about how you were supposed to train and things like that?
Planning my marathon? If you count the thinking and the discussing with ChatGPT, no, it's
that's all I asked. I think that counts. That portion counts.
Yeah, I had way more fun getting a marathon PB than getting my PhD.
Well, congrats. Those are both amazing.
Thanks, man. And then I tried to come back and do the sobriety run, and that's when I got hurt. I gave
100K. Yeah,
it was supposed to be 100. Yeah, but I mean, it's fine. It's life. I'm so happy I stopped when I did. Then
when was your 100K? When did you schedule it?
The 29th of October.
29th of October. Okay, got it.
I did 43 kilometers, and I pulled a chute. I called Diego to come get me. I was like, something's not right. And sure enough, I went to the hospital, went to the doctor. They told me you tore your ACL or MCL, or what would it be? MCL. MCL. Yeah, bucket tear of the MCL is what the gal told me. Yeah. I was like, I don't think I have that. She's like, no, pretty sure you have that. We'll get you an MRI in the next 4 to 6 months, and we'll get that figured out. And I was like, Q was like my physio. Listen, I don't think you have that either, Rob. So I went down to Grand Forks and found out it was, what do you call it? Tendonitis and bursitis, and just overuse injuries in your tendons. And so great news, just stop running for a bit and get healthy. And I did. I took a month off pretty much, started walking again on November 22nd and did my first jog early on World AIDS Day. Basically, I took the month of November off. I don't know about you.
October and November were really fun, and December were really fun for me. I had this the marathon project in line that I was training for, and Thursdays were track workouts, and oh my god, those were fun. I was just crushing them. I was just doing really well in my track workouts, and I I went from, okay, it's going to be 320, 315, 310, where I actually thought I had a chance. But
I did too. I did too, man. I wish. Well, we're gonna see what happens in LA, right? I guess. But oh man, you would have been.
I don't
Yeah,
think I would have gotten it, but I think
would have been fun to get close
it
and
would
that
have been
chase.
cool.
There's nothing more fun than a chase. Like the chase for a time, the last 10 kilometers is like the chase when you're battling. It's not, well, some would say it's not
It's
fun.
fun if you're getting it.
It's painful if you're not.
If you think you're getting it and you're not getting it, that's a different story.
Fair enough. I'll do my World AIDS Day quick. I went out with the boys, World AIDS Day Marathon, did a 10K. I won the World AIDS Day 10-kilometer race. I had pop all of a sudden, and I was like, oh, feeling good, feeling good. Again, the pop when you get time off. The theme for me this year is 3 times I had to take time off, and 3 times I came back and like I immediately had pop. So that's definitely something. You had your DNF at DNS.
Yeah, DNS at Phoenix. So this was another big disappointment, but at the same time, it wasn't as bad. It wasn't. I just
Out of your control.
I just know I'm in really good shape, and like I know that 2026 I'm gonna be doing PRs like crazy. So it's like it didn't bother me because I knew I knew I was on the right track. So
2026 PRs like crazy.
yeah,
What are the PRs that you're going to do in 2026?
5K, 10K, 10-mile, half marathon, marathon,
Just those ones.
and backyard loops.
Okay, and
one mile, and Ironman PR. The Ironman PR probably not.
That one will be tough. You have such a good Ironman time. I mean, that you really have to go hard to break 9 hours and 46 minutes.
I would have to train, I think. Yeah,
that's you can't like that's better than a sub-3 marathon.
It's pretty close. Like I think it's better in some ways. Yeah.
Like I feel like less people do that than do a sub-3. Or should I say this? Well, okay, for sure, less people do it overall because way less people are able to finish.
Yeah.
But I mean, in the realm of Ironman athletes, less people do that than marathoners, serious marathoners who get to sub-3. Right?
I'm not sure. No, I think
it's harder.
I think there's way more runners. Like the thing with triathletes is in general, they're in way better shape than.
All right. If you decide to do an Ironman, you're not.
Yeah, people who do Ironman are in way better shape than the average runner in general. I mean, there are some that are just, they do it in 16 hours and then they're not in that great a shape. But in general, like when you go to Birds Hill Triathlon and you look at the people doing that thing and you look at all their marathon times, like most of them are doing sub 330s type of thing. Like I think the average triathlete is in better shape than the average runner.
The average Ironman athlete is even better shape.
Yeah, well, it may be. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
I think it's
I think in percentage wise, there's probably a higher percentage that are doing sub 10 Ironmans than sub 3 marathons.
Yeah, I wonder if you have a comment listening out there. If you think sub 3, what's harder in your mind, or what's a more prestigious?
Well, I think the Ironman is harder just because it requires way more training.
Fair enough.
I think, but the sub, like, I don't know. I've never done a sub 3, but I've done a sub 10. So maybe I'm wrong.
I think it would just, knowing what I did to get to sub 3, like it's not that it's pretty easy. Well, pretty easy. It's doable. I don't know if I could get to sub 10. Like, I don't know.
Yeah. It also might depend on the person. Maybe for me, sub 10 is easier because I'm a better biker. I'm not as good of a runner, let's say. And sub 3 for you is easier, but for me, sub 10 is easier, right?
Okay, so PRs in 5K, 10K, 10-mile, half, and marathon. For me, I don't know if I'm going to do all those races, but I'm definitely starting with a PR in a 5K next weekend. Did you sign up for the Winter Open?
Oh, I should. I mean, I'm going to not be fresh is the problem.
Okay, well, then don't do it if you don't want to. Anyways, I'm doing it, and I'm going to sign.
I wouldn't mind just trying it, even though I'm not fresh. I think I will sign up. See.
Okay, Winter Open, Manitoba Track Association or whatever it's called. So I'm going to do a PR there.
Yeah.
And then I'm going to definitely PR the marathon, hopefully.
My plan is PR marathon in March.
Yeah.
Patrick Riddell 5K and 10K back-to-back weeks. Those are both going to be PRs.
When are those? April?
Early April.
Okay, I'm PRing those two as well. Yeah. Got to do that.
Half marathon, I haven't decided, but I think I'm going to do Fargo.
Okay.
Just because I would do the Winnipeg Police, but it's the week after the backyard. So I don't think there's a half marathon PR in me the week after that.
No.
So that's why I think maybe Fargo. And then I've already gotten my marathon. Yeah. And then the 10 miler, I'll throw in a 10 miler somewhere. Either 10 and
Isling Dungan say or
the Isling Diggling Dig Ding 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 Run
in Gimlet. Okay, so
for you, what are your PRs for 20?
Well, I got 5K. That's going to happen for sure. Marathon's going to happen for sure. I haven't thought of the other ones. Backyard's going to happen.
You think marathon's going to happen for sure? I think your marathon PR is way harder than mine.
I feel really good about it.
Okay, good. That's awesome.
Tokyo.
You're going to do it in Tokyo or what?
I'm doing it in Tokyo, and never mind, I'm going to beat it again in this is drunken optimism talking here. But
drunken optimism. I'm here. I'm that's why I'm 4 PRs, 5 PRs. Plus my backyard PR plus my Ironman PR. So
every PR distance as a 47-year-old should be pretty easy, right?
Yeah, no problem. At 47 is that's when you peak
peak at all distances.
Yeah.
I think I'm not only going to do a PR, Charlie. I'm going to do a 7-minute PR.
Ooh.
I'm going to do a 250 at Tokyo. Sub 250. And nobody believes. Chad doesn't believe it's possible. Chad's usually, accommodating. Doesn't believe this one.
You need to hire someone to pace you, John Coffin or something.
I think there'll be pacers there. I'll figure it out. I'm doing really good about it, and honestly, I don't care. I'm going for
the pace for a 250 marathon. What's your minutes per mile?
6:29 before the tax.
Oh, that's not. I think you could maybe do that.
It's 4-minute case.
I mean, it doesn't sound that crazy when you say 6:29. I was expecting it to be lower for some. I guess yeah. So I wrote down for my half marathon PR to be 125. And
that's right,
6:29
pace without the tax.
Yeah.
So 1 or 2 seconds tax, maybe 3. 2 seconds would be ideal. 3. So I'm excited about it. I'm freaking going for it, and I want this thing, and I'm gonna go for it. Even though I weighed myself when I got back from Cancun yesterday, and I haven't weighed myself in forever this morning.
Yeah.
And there was a different number on the first digit of the scale than it's been in a long time. So
are you serious?
Yeah.
Wow.
I weigh 202
pounds. 30 pounds less than you right now.
I weigh 202. And I feel myself roly-poly. So imagine when I lose that weight.
Yeah, for sure.
I'm going to just be flying. And I don't know if I can lose that weight. I know I talk about this a lot. I have a hard time with food, man. It is hard for me. I fell off the wagon. Like I've over the last, like at Christmas, over the break. I'm sure everyone does. And it's not just me, but it was hard. I put on like 15 pounds.
So when I got sick,
you lost 15 pounds.
In the 4 days that I was in Phoenix, I lost 12 pounds.
Maybe I just need to get sick.
You just need to get a really bad flu.
Yeah, lose.
It was so weird because I was like, I had no appetite, but then I was like losing fluids all the time, and I was trying to drink to make up for it, but I couldn't drink enough. And yeah, it was just this. It was awful.
I remember when I asked you, what was your carb loading session like the night before? Like, I wasn't eating anything. I was like, oh.
I felt like because I ate stuff, like I got sick. So it was like, or sicker. It felt, yeah, anyways. But yeah.
I'm going to do 250. And I'm going to do.
Well, I hope you do. I'm not going to say Yeah, I think you can do it. But c'est pas facile. It's not easy. Marathons are not easy.
I know they're hard. And that's why I was arguing with Chad this morning when he was telling me that like that's too much of
But
work.
like I
So,
told Phil, when he wanted to do a sub 130 and a sub 3, it's just a matter of putting in the work.
yeah, I'm going to put in the work for sure. I'm excited to put in the work.
And not just the work of working out.
No, I know it's all of it. And I'd say the working out is maybe 60% of it.
Like for me, anyways, the working out is the easy part. Everything else is the hard part.
Yeah, the sleep, the nutrition, the physio to make sure that my tendons don't come, like just physio is annoying.
Yeah.
It's like I got to do it, and just all the little things, they add up. But I'm excited. I 8 weeks for me till to less than 8 weeks, or
How many weeks do I have till?
one more than me, I think. 2 more than me.
5 days until the Frozen Falcon.
Yeah. Are we gonna talk about that?
8 weeks, it says. On Training Peaks, it tells me I got 8 weeks.
Yeah, I got 7.5, I guess.
Yeah.
7.5. But my long runs have been moved to Wednesdays. So tomorrow, we're recording this on Tuesday. Tomorrow is my long run. It's a 14 mile with a 4-mile fast finish, I think. So these 6:30s are just different than the 6:50s I was doing, right? Like just
Yeah.
like 6:30.
I can't wait to do my half marathon training in May. Gonna have to do some fast runs.
Hey, do you want to talk about your highlight of 2026?
Well, it was the bike across Manitoba, but there was another great milestone that I achieved with my friend Chris Morissette on December 30th.
You got to tell the story how you learned about this thing.
Yeah. So I saw on Strava a previous guest that we had on here, which I respect a lot, Greg Penner. And I saw that he did this course. It says it's the longest course on Zwift. It's 108 miles with, I think, 9,000 feet of elevation. It's like double Nice, basically. And I said, oh, I have to do it. So then I was like, I was kind of sick in my bed in Phoenix when I was trying to plan this out. And I was like, I can't do this alone. So I texted Simon, like, can you want to do this with me? And so he agreed to do it. We finally found a date that worked for both of us. And then on December 30th, we did it in just under 6 hours, 108 miles. And let's see how much elevation. 8,600 feet of elevation.
It was a lot. That is a lot of it. I was trying to find the episode that he was on, the number, if you guys want to go listen to it. When was that? That was, I don't even remember. Oh, interview with, no. Either way, 6 hours in the saddle, and you guys were pushing hard. It wasn't like I saw your numbers.
Well, there was, so the course is weird because it's just like basically a bit of hills, and then all of a sudden there's one huge hill every loop, and there's like 11 loops. And so you just get to the top of the hill, and then you use the Zwift. You just I would just sprint for a bit down the hill and then go into my Aero Super Tuck. And then I take like a 5-minute break.
Oh, because it was a big hill down.
Yeah. Yeah. And so every time I get but I would go really hard up the hill and then just take a bit of a break down. So it was kind of this different thing.
5 hours it took you. No, just under 6 hours. Right?
Yeah. Yeah, just under 6 hours.
December 30th, the day after you DNF'd the George Grenier Half Marathon.
The day after my DNF. So yeah, that's immediate redemption.
Immediate redemption.
So yeah, just do the PRL full pretzel, whatever it's called. London.
I think what I want to do though, Charlie, is we have to do a forecast of the year. I know we've talked a lot about the stuff we want to do. Next week we have a guest. I think it's a really good guest. You're gonna love it. By the way, our top performing episode, you know what it is now? It's the one episode where we talk about nutrition in the backyard. And I guess the algorithms like it, or people like it, but it's the importance of nutrition in running. And I guess people are listening to that episode. So nutrition is a bit of a highlight. So we're getting, I think you're going to love the guest next week. So we have a guest, but maybe the episode after that, we could start hammering out the year, like looking forward to the year and what we want to do, and talk a bit about our track and talk a bit about our goals for the year.
Well, yeah, I feel like we just kind of hashed them all out just now.
Just PB at every single race that we do.
PB every distance. That's all. That's all I ask. I just want to PB at every distance.
I just want to PB at every distance in the calendar year this year. Every possible distance.
Yeah.
Even like your 1 mile.
Oh, I don't. I did see on the MRA calendar, there's a 1500. No, there's either a mile or a 1500 meter race on the calendar. It's not a classic series.
Okay, because I had asked them to consider ours.
It's not a classic series, but
Okay.
you have
It's
a
on there.
1 mile race.
We got to talk to Johnny and Carolyn to figure out, are we, like, if you're going to feel good and you're going to PR every distance, I'm going to PR every distance, we should rematch them. Or is that PTSD for you, or what?
Well, I think maybe we should change it up a little bit, but yeah.
Don't you want redemption?
So here's a suggestion that my wife,
Yeah, I'm listening.
that could make it more interesting for the fans, is might be 10K or something, but we alternate laps, so that, like, okay, so it's a whole different event, because now you're going hard. Like, what pace do you go if you know you're getting a 4? I guess.
What if it was like,
I'd be getting like a minute and a half or minute 20. I'd be getting like a minute 10 rest.
well, this would be like you've done those 400K on 200K, 200 meters off workout.
Yeah,
track.
it'd be similar to that.
After that, right?
Yeah.
It'd be pretty much all out. RPE 9.
Yeah.
Maybe we do a K each.
A K, yeah, a K. That you have to cross the track every time there, but
You have to cross the track.
well, because a K
Oh,
is
yeah.
2.5 laps.
Yeah, it'd be 200 meters across. Yeah, good point. Or maybe 2 laps or 3 laps or something.
Whatever. I think if you could have that where it goes back and forth type of thing.
Okay, so that you could see who's pulling away. It'd be tighter the whole way potentially.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Although they would have ran away with it pretty early against us. Well, no, because no.
Well, 400 meters, I would have been getting a lot of that trucks, I think. But
yeah, fair enough.
But I'll have a pump this year, so.
Okay, so we have to. If you're listening, Carolyn and Johnny, or if someone's, let's figure out what we're gonna do this year for this. But let's do something, because charities win, and shout out to them. They won the race, and they still donated $5,000 to the Canadian.
And I don't know if we've met our criteria. It's almost 6 months.
Oh, we have to.
They're way better at running than
Yes, they are better at running, faster at running the 5Ks and other distances. Johnny's like on fire, and Carolyn is running. She was right around that 3:20 pace on her race. Like they're really faster runners than us, better runners than us.
They're a lot better at running than we are. Yeah.
They're better at running that. So that's every 3 months we have to do that. How many more?
I don't know what the rule is. I forget what the regulation. I don't know if we've met it. I think we've mentioned it a couple times. So
that's 3. I think we have to do 1 more, maybe 2 more before the end before the next one comes back.
Okay.
Hopefully they don't file a judicial order for judicial review or an administrative process or lead to court that need to sue us. Anything else, Charlie, you want to add?
No, it's been a good one.
This is fun. Okay, so PR every distance in 2026. Thanks for tuning in, guys. Share this episode with friends or family or anyone who you think needs to set some goals or maybe needs helps or is crazy like us. Thanks for sharing. Send it to your friends and family and give us a 5-star review if you have that time. And remember, in your training, more miles, less pace. Let's go.